Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Martin. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wanted to give you an update on my lifetime ISA portfolio with AJ Bell. I see so many videos on YouTube that go into people's dividend portfolios or stocks and shares ISA portfolios or pension retirement portfolios, but I've never actually seen a video of someone going through their lifetime ISA portfolio. Now, what is a lifetime ISA? A lifetime ISA is a government-backed scheme to help young people to get onto the property ladder, or it can be used as a vehicle to accelerate early retirement or just aid retirement. In my specific example, I'm quite a long way from retirement, so I am currently using the Lifetime ISA as a tool to help me build a deposit to use on my first home. The government-backed scheme offers a 25% uplift on any deposits made into the account upwards of £4,000. So in one tax year, April to April, I can deposit a maximum of £4,000, but the actual account balance will read £5,000. And obviously there's no such thing in the world as free money, but in this instance there is actually a free 25% uplift for housing your money inside of a lifetime ISA for the two reasons I talked about just now. I'm currently around about 2 years into building my lifetime ISA at the moment, and as you can see, we're currently sat on a total of £9,672, with £9,255 made up of investments and the remainder made up of cash I have yet to invest. So to give a bit of context, there's two different lifetime ISAs you can have, a stocks and shares ISA or cash ISA. The cash lifetime ISA is very simple. You put in your £4,000 every year, you get your £1,000 25% uplift from the government for doing nothing, and whatever is the going interest rate, you will have that as an addition to your money. So over the course of the year, you are steadily growing the account just through interest. But again, there's no major uplift because none of the money is invested. It's just sitting there in cash. This is obviously the conservative way of doing things. If you don't want your money invested, if you don't want to take the risk of potential losses to capital, then a cash ISA is for you. However, in my situation currently, I've opted for a stocks and shares lifetime ISA simply because I believe there still is going to be upturn in the markets up until I get to the point of liquidating the account and spending the money on a deposit for my first home. Now, if we take a look in the actual account itself, you can see I only have one holding currently, one fund that I invest all of the money into. It's the Fidelity Index World Accumulation Fund, which is a global tracker that holds some of the world's biggest companies. I'll show you some of the past performance over the last 3 years. Let's click on the year view. Actually, over the last year, you can see over the last year we have seen decent returns, and this is a fund that is mainly made up of stocks in some of the world's biggest holdings, where a number of the big holdings are some of your well-known humongous companies: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, Tesla, Google, Meta, etc. And the reason I like this as an investment is, as with any mutual fund or ETF, it is extremely diversified with well over 1,500 equities inside of the portfolio, which provides myself with a layer of security, knowing that if one holding, if Amazon or a Google or a Tesla, etc., or even a group of 100 companies in the tech sector, for example, take a tumble, I know there's enough weightings of so many different companies and so many different sectors of the global market that can help prop up the overall market, and such I don't have devastating losses across the account. Again, at this time of my life, being a lot younger, being in my sort of early mid-20s, holding down a decent job and having a good savings rate, I am okay with taking a bit of risk to hold this lifetime ISA as a stocks and shares lifetime ISA, which over the course of the last 2 years has actually garnered some profits with a 6.28% uplift in the portfolio. The actual cost of the investments made so far is £8,700, whereas the total value of the portfolio is well over £9,200. And that's obviously excluding the current cash left in the account for me to invest. And when it comes to contributions to the account, this hasn't been some crazy journey of I've had a crazy bonus at work that I've been able to invest in the account, or I've had a windfall of money or a big savings account that I could just transfer over. I've had absolutely none of that. The only thing I've made sure to do is to pay myself first when I get paid from my company and deposit a sensible amount into the portfolio when possible over the period of a tax year that allowed me to hit that £4,000 max contribution limit. If I take the last few months as an example, we can look over here into my statements, where you can just see debit card payment 335, debit card payment 335, debit card payment 335, and then the bonus gets added every month on top of that, which leaves me with sort of around about the same balance that I can then invest into the market. Now, why do I invest £335 steadily every single month? It's very simple. I take the maximum contributions I could make in the year, £4,000, divide that by 12 calendar months. And as you can see, it basically hits the 12 mark, slightly actually overpaying on the last month of the tax year being April. I can pay 330 and it would add up to be that total. So £335 of my salary goes into that portfolio every single month without fail, with the purpose of building up the account ready for me to use as a deposit on my first home. I was in a position in my first year of building up this account where I wasn't making £335 payments. I was making quite sporadic payments every month. One month I'd invest 150, the next month 400, the next month 250 or whatever. It was about January, February time of the last tax year that we were in where I realised that I only had about 2 or 3 months to make up just over £1,000 worth of contributions to max out the account. And the opportunity cost of me missing out on the maximum contribution, which is only £4,000 in a whole year, is actually very high in consideration to if I were to miss out all the gains I would be missing out, especially with the free government bonus. So the last 2 or 3 months of the tax year, I was actually ploughing in about £500-600 every calendar month from that point onwards just to make sure I hit the maximum cap. Now, obviously, this wasn't sustainable. I ended up going through my savings a little bit just to make this happen. And it was a big learning point in my own personal finance journey of where if you're going to do something, you average it out and do it consistently every single month with the same amount of effort. Otherwise, if you skimp here, if you cut corners here, you're just going to have to do more and contribute more later on just to make up lost ground. And that's why I have £335 every single month deposited into the account without fail. So then at the end of every single month, that money will usually go straight into that Fidelity portfolio, invested, ready to grow and hopefully go up in value as time goes on. So by April 2026, where I will be 27 years old actually, oh my god. By that time I project to have £22,500 in that account. I currently have an amazing girlfriend who's on board with the housing journey with me, who will be contributing to an ISA, to a lifetime ISA as well. And I've projected her to have about £15,000 invested in her lifetime ISA by April 2026, which means we would both joint have around about, give or take investment gains or losses, around about £37,500 ready for a house deposit. Now, is that amount needed for a house deposit? No. Am I using that as a hard stopping date? No. The process of home buying, I've realised, isn't very linear, because I've had conversations with my significant other of where we may move up north to the Midlands or even further up north, Sheffield-ish area, where the house prices are significantly lower for what you can get for £425,000 down where I live in the south. That same standard of property you can get for sort of your £230,000, £240,000, £250,000 up in the Midlands and up north. So if life does decide to take us further up the country, where property prices are cheaper, we won't actually need all of that deposit. So we may be in April 2025 with £10,000 combined less, being £27,500, and that is actually still more than enough to put a 10% deposit down on an end game property up north. Obviously, if we decide to stay south, we'll have to be saving for a bit longer, etc. I'm not even going to bother talking about London and trying to buy a property there. I'm not even going to entertain that thought. And even down where I live in the southwest, property prices are extortionate for what you get. So I will be chipping away every single month like I have done for the last 2 years at this portfolio, currently nearing the £10,000 mark, which will be a fantastic achievement to make, and I'm super proud of myself for sticking with it. And I look forward to seeing how the investment gains on this portfolio look as well, because again, it's a global tracker fund. If the global market does trend upwards, which it is currently doing now and has been doing for a little while, I could be seeing some extra capital appreciation on my money, which will obviously go a very long way in helping me achieve the goal of owning a property. So that's been a snapshot of my lifetime ISA stocks and shares portfolio. Again, I haven't seen anyone do anything like this before. I've seen people talk about lifetime ISAs and give advice about lifetime ISAs, but not actually delving deeper into a lifetime ISA portfolio and talking about contributions, etc. So if you found value, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Appreciate your time. Hope you stay safe. See you in a bit. Bye bye.